Have you ever heard the saying, the bigger the better? Many men believe that size is the ultimate key to satisfaction in the bedroom. But here's the surprising truth. For women, pleasure is not measured in centimeters or inches. What truly matters is the feeling, the sense of being fulfilled, cared for, and touched in the right way. And this means that even without an impressive size, a man can still create unforgettable moments of passion. Today, you are going to discover 5 hidden traits that make women crave a man endlessly. These secrets might completely change the way you think about intimacy. Welcome to Love Road, the place where we uncover the truths and secrets that keep love alive. Here, we share insights that go beyond appearances and touch the heart of what really makes relationships last. If you want to explore more stories and lessons about intimacy, connection, and the journey of love, make sure to subscribe to Love Road and turn on the notification bell. This way, you won't miss any of the powerful content we share every week. For as long as men can remember, they have carried a silent pressure inside them, the belief that size is everything. Many grew up hearing whispers from friends, jokes from the locker room, or even misleading images in the media that seemed to confirm this one idea, that a man's worth in intimacy was measured by length and girth. But what if I told you that this belief is not only misleading, but in many ways the exact opposite of the truth? I have listened to women speak with honesty when the world was not listening. In those private, vulnerable moments, they revealed something few men truly understand. Pleasure is not about size, but about how you make her feel. The way you move, the tenderness in your touch, the rhythm of your presence. Those are the elements that stay imprinted in a woman's memory. Science quietly supports what women have been saying all along. The much-spoken of G-spot, the place many men believe is the ultimate destination, lies only 3 to 5 centimeters inside. That's it, just a few centimeters in. Which means that the obsession with length, the anxious comparisons, and the constant hunger to be more and more has been misplaced. Men already carry within them what is needed. They simply need to learn how to use it. And yet, how many men lose sleep over this? I've known husbands who spent years comparing themselves to an imaginary standard, silently believing they could never satisfy their wives. They carried this weight, thinking that their marriage, their intimacy, even their masculinity depended on something they could not control. The irony is almost painful. While men battle with insecurity, women are often wishing for something entirely different. They don't dream of endless inches. They long for depth of connection, for the man who listens to her body, who notices when she gasps lightly or when she needs a gentler rhythm. One woman once confessed to me in a tone that mixed sadness with relief. She said, "When he is too big, I don't feel loved. I feel afraid." Imagine that. Something men chase desperately, size, can become the very reason a woman closes her heart and body. For her, it was not a gift but a burden, each moment of intimacy shadowed by discomfort, sometimes even pain. She whispered that the nights with her husband felt more like endurance than passion. That is the hidden pressure of being too big. Instead of pleasure, it can bring fear. Instead of closeness, it can create distance. So what then is true power? It is not in the number measured on a ruler. It is not in competing with other men over who is longer, who is thicker, who is supposedly better. True power lies in the ability to awaken her senses, to make her feel safe, cherished, and desired all at once. It lies in turning what you have into an art, using it with precision and care. A man who understands this secret can be unforgettable, no matter his size. And here's the part that should free every man listening. You already have enough. The average man has more than what is required to reach her most sensitive places. The difference between mediocrity and mastery lies in awareness. Do you notice her? Do you read her body like a language? Do you let her feel that in that moment, she is the only woman in the universe? That is what she craves. That is what lingers in her body long after the night is over. Men chase numbers, but women remember feelings. Men worry about what they see in the mirror, but women remember the way a man made them arch their back, the way he whispered in her ear, the way he held her when her body trembled. The world has lied to men for too long, convincing them that bigger means better. The truth is softer, deeper, and far more beautiful. The secret is never about size. The secret is about how you make her feel. Some men spend their entire lives wishing their bodies looked different, believing that anything less than perfectly straight must be a flaw. I have heard men confess in hushed tones, almost ashamed, that their manhood curved slightly upward, downward, or to one side. They asked me if women would laugh, if they would feel awkward, if they would think less of them. What they never realized is that what they considered a weakness could in fact be one of their greatest gifts. There is something irresistibly intimate about the way a curved shape connects inside a woman's body. When the curve arches upward, it finds its way directly to the most sensitive spot hidden within her, the G-spot. This curve doesn't fight against her body, it aligns with it. With each motion, it presses into that place that can make her melt, make her gasp, make her lose control in ways she never imagined. What a man might see in the mirror as imperfection is, in truth, nature's way of handing him a secret weapon. I once listened to a woman speak with a smile she could not hide. She told me about her lover, whose shape was not straight, but slightly upward. She said it was as if he was designed just for her, that every time they were together, it felt like his body knew exactly where to go without trying. She laughed softly as she admitted, "He doesn't even realize what he's doing to me. But I do. I feel it every time." That is the beauty of the curve. It transforms simple movement into unforgettable intensity. And what if the curve bends downward? Many men with this feature fear it most, worrying that it makes them different, undesirable. But intimacy is not about conformity. It is about discovery. The truth is that a downward curve finds its perfect match in positions where the woman leans forward, such as doggy style. In this posture, the natural bend flows with her body, reaching deeper, stroking places that are rarely touched. Instead of limitation, it becomes an advantage. It creates a depth and angle that makes her shiver, an intensity that she can never forget. But curves don't always bend up or down. Sometimes they drift to the left, sometimes to the right. Men often see this as a defect, another reason to feel insecure. Yet here too lies hidden magic. With just a little creativity, the so-called flaw turns into an instrument of passion. The X position, where she lies on her side and he kneels beneath her, transforms this sideways curve into a tool of exquisite sensation. The bend now becomes the path that brushes against the walls of her body in ways straightness never could. Each stroke travels along new nerves, new sensations, pulling her deeper into the moment. What men see as an odd angle is, in reality, a key to opening doors of pleasure she never knew were there. It is remarkable, isn't it, how life often hides treasures inside what we call imperfections. Men who curse their shape in silence don't realize they have been carrying a secret that women may one day crave. Women don't lie awake at night dreaming of textbook perfection. They long for the man who uses what he has with confidence, who understands that uniqueness can be turned into intimacy. Confidence is the difference. A man who sees his curve as shame will carry that shame into the bedroom, and she will feel it. But a man who embraces it, who learns how to move with it, will carry his partner into a place where every touch feels intentional, every motion feels designed for her. That is not weakness, that is mastery. So, if you have ever looked at yourself and wished you were different, remember this. What you see as a flaw may be the very thing that makes her remember you for the rest of her life. Straight or curved, upward or downward, left or right, none of it is a limitation if you learn to turn it into an advantage. What truly matters is not the shape itself, but the way you use it to write a story on her body, a story so unforgettable, she will carry it long after the night is over. Men often measure themselves in numbers, in length, in comparisons, in the quiet calculations that happen late at night when insecurity whispers in their ear. But intimacy, real intimacy, was never built on a ruler. It was built on the way two bodies collide, the way touch transforms into electricity, the way something small and unseen can awaken something vast. If there is one lesson life has taught me, it is this. The secret lies not in how much you have, but in how you use it. Think of the head, the tip, the rounded crown of a man. Many men overlook it, focusing instead on the length behind it. Yet for women, the head carries a power unlike any other. A larger tip spreads its pressure wider, pressing against walls of sensitivity that few men even realize exist. The moment it enters, it does not sneak past her unnoticed, it demands her attention. It touches the cluster of nerves that hide along the front wall of her body, awakening them in ways that length alone cannot. For her, this impact is not about size but about presence. It is about the intensity of the first contact, the spark that turns anticipation into surrender. I once spoke with a woman who described it in words almost poetic. She said, "It feels like he reaches places no one else ever touched." It's not about how far, it's about how full. That fullness, that first moment of pressure, made her body tremble before the rhythm even began. It was not the measurement that mattered, it was the shape. And yet, the head is only part of the story. The shaft, the body, has its own language, a way of speaking to her through every movement. Thickness, or girth as some call it, can matter far more than length. Why? Because friction is the true architect of pleasure. When a man is thicker, the walls of her body press back against him, creating a constant sensation, a constant reminder of his presence inside her. Each movement is magnified. Each thrust becomes not just an action, but a wave of pressure traveling through her nerves. But here lies a truth men rarely accept. Even if you are not naturally thick, you are not without power. Technique can transform everything. I have seen men who carried insecurities about being too slim, too average, only to discover that skill can outshine size every time. One such secret is the circular motion. Imagine not just moving in and out, the mechanical rhythm so many fall into, but instead swirling gently, tracing circles against her most sensitive places. With every rotation, her body is teased in new ways, the nerves never growing numb to repetition. This simple act multiplies her pleasure without needing more size. It is artistry, not arithmetic. She once described it to me with flushed cheeks and trembling words. It was like waves. Not sharp, not quick, but waves rolling through me again and again. That is what circular motion does. It turns friction into rhythm, rhythm into a dance, and a dance into ecstasy. But there is still one more secret, one many men never even realize: the ridge. The coronal edge, that subtle flare at the base of the head, is not decoration, it is design. When used with awareness, it becomes a blade of pleasure, scraping gently, pressing firmly, pulling at the walls with each withdrawal. Many women admit that this ridge, more than the length, more than the width, makes them moan without control. It is the hidden switch that, when flicked, can unravel them completely. One woman told me that when her lover withdrew slowly, letting that ridge drag against her walls, she would shiver before he even returned. The anticipation became unbearable, the sensation unforgettable. That tiny detail, ignored by so many men, was the key to her surrender. So here is the truth most men never hear. Numbers may impress in silence, but in the bedroom, details decide everything. The crown, the girth, the technique, the ridge, these are the silent weapons of passion. And none of them require you to be the biggest, the longest, the most. They require only that you notice, that you experiment, that you stop chasing size and start chasing sensation. Confidence grows not from what you were born with, but from how you learn to use it. A man who masters these secrets no longer carries the burden of comparison. He walks into intimacy with assurance, knowing that every inch he has carries purpose. He doesn't apologize for what he lacks, he celebrates what he possesses. And women, they feel that confidence. They feel it in the way he touches, the way he moves, the way he seems less obsessed with proving himself and more focused on exploring her. That shift, from insecurity to awareness, from measurement to mastery, is what makes him unforgettable. Because in the end, intimacy is not about numbers. It is about the art of sensation, the poetry of movement, the small details that ignite something far greater than size ever could. The head, the thickness, the motion, the ridge, they are not just parts of a man's body, they are instruments. And when played with patience, with skill, with passion, they create a symphony that no ruler on earth could ever measure. When we talk about intimacy, every man carries his own thoughts, doubts, and even secret insecurities. Some wonder if they are enough, while others quietly wish they could change something about themselves. But here's the beauty of it. What matters most is not perfection, but the way you make your partner feel in those private moments. So let me ask you something. Do you believe women truly care more about size, or do you think they care more about how deeply connected and cherished they feel? Imagine this: if a man knows how to move, how to touch, how to read her body like a language, would numbers still matter? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Share with me below. What do you think is the real secret to unforgettable intimacy? Is it size, is it technique, or is it the emotional bond that turns every touch into something magical? Your perspective could inspire someone else who is silently carrying the same question. Don't be shy. This is a place where honesty opens the door to discovery. At the end of the day, it has never truly been about size. Numbers fade into the background once the lights dim and two hearts draw close. What women remember is not how long or how thick, but how present you were, how attuned you became to every breath, every shiver, every silent request her body made. The head, the thickness, the ridge, the rhythm. These are not accidents of nature, they are instruments of intimacy. And when played with care, they create a symphony that lingers far beyond the moment itself. So let this be your reminder. You already have enough. What makes you unforgettable is not what you lack, but how you use what you carry. Confidence, tenderness, awareness. Those are the qualities that transform ordinary nights into something sacred. If this message resonated with you, I invite you to join me here on Love Road. Subscribe to the channel, share this story, and leave a comment below. Your voice matters, and your experiences may be the encouragement someone else needs tonight. And don't go far, because in the next video, we'll uncover a secret many overlook. Why women in their middle years often rediscover a hunger for intimacy stronger than ever before. It's a truth rarely spoken, but once you understand it, you'll never see love and desire the same way again. This journey is about more than bodies. It's about connection, passion, and the courage to embrace both yourself and your partner completely. Stay with me. Our story together has only just begun.